Okay, hey. So this is the third episode I'm doing of the Iron Quest on Conan PvP using official servers only. I scouted this server based on its ping, its player population, and really honestly how much faster it came up in my queue. But it does have moments of extreme lag. There's that jumpy lag that I like to call it, where your character's moving along, you're moving your character along, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden he teleports like 30 feet from his last point on the screen, and you know, it's been really unfortunate this lift. Anyway, so this is and yay, my journey steps a bed that was not to save my step. I was kind of hoping to get that taken care of. So the idea is basically to play this game as long as dying. As you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress. I've got a taskmaster for the wheel that's available. He runs around kind of like right here. I don't need this anymore, because that was where I had my base earlier. I've since moved my base to the riverside, and you'll get a nice look at it. Now, when I first got on the server, I didn't see any shrines. There were no shrines on the map for a very, very long time. And I was kind of hopeful at the fact that, hey, maybe there weren't so many level 50s or 60s. Maybe there's some couple people on here that might be willing to partner with me. But if you're planning to find a map that doesn't have a lot of overdevelopment on it, and I consider this to be a lot of development on it, all these shrines here, these are people who have brought in their temples up to the 3rd tier. They're harvesting things like black ice. They're harvesting things like that's a Ymir. You know, they're pretty well equipped to go to war. They're pretty damn good at what they've done enough. Now the game has been out long enough on PlayStation 4. It's not unlikely to find a map full of shrines, but I was kind of hoping that wouldn't be the case. So since I don't have a bed here anymore to mark my spot, I will then mark my base with that little icon there. Alright, so we're going to take a look at what we've been doing here. So I'm real close to an iron supply, which is right here at this lookout point. It's a black hand camp, as you can tell by the icon. So I was able to get my fireball cauldron. I just have a basic campfire because I don't really care too much about, how my character gets fed, just as long as he is feeding. I've earned enough levels that I could unlock the Defari. Oh, cool! I could add some more to encumbrance. And let's check our feats. So I have not selected the tier 2 building materials yet, mostly because I'm just trying to get levels, and I think the purge triggers once you hit tier 2 materials. I think it's a combination of things. Normally I use a drying rack, but I'm not going to care about that. I could make a large chest. I probably should, so let's go ahead and click that up. But the problem there is that I'm going to need to make a woodworking station. As you can see inside here, very little room for that. Now I do have a thrall on my wheel right now, but there's no need to take that out right now. I do have equipment in the wheel for that thrall. And let's see, I believe last I was on, I said something about making the Atlantean sword, so here you go. If you bought the collector's edition or the day 1 edition, you'll get this recipe, and all you need to do is craft a shaped wood and smelt 20 iron, and you can craft it without the need of the blacksmith station. And it's actually a pretty nice sword. It's two-handed, which is fantastic for groups of enemies. It has the sunder, and you can also do cripple, and I think some bleed with it, depending on how you combo your swings. But 30 health damage early on in the game, that's pretty mighty. The only other thing that I would recommend, other than the two-handed Atlanteans, get a shield and an axe, which you saw that I had in my chest. So, I mean, it just sweeps right through them. It's just a straight heavy attack right there, so yeah, that's pretty grim. I also have built myself a shrine of Mitra. I put it on top of my house. It's really, tricky on how to do that, because you have to make sure that all your that your ceiling tiles are connected to within at least one ceiling tile of a strong foundation or 100% stability, because otherwise it'll say not enough contact with the ground. And so, as you can see, my actual base is just these blocks right here, these tiles right here, but then I added this extra row of foundations, just straight up foundations, just straight in and up. And it wasn't placing. I was having that must have contact with the ground. And then I found out back over in here, that block right there wasn't filled in. So just because of that one foundation block, I wasn't able to place the shrine, but now I have it, and I can go ahead and start farming exiles to get ambrosias, which are, relatively speaking, super cheap potions of healing. Yeah, I have the Firebolt Cauldron. I can make aloe essence, which is really good. I don't really notice much of a difference between the two. I don't really think there is a difference between the two. And no, I don't believe in any cannibalism whatsoever. I think that's just laziness. Now I will not skin the hides of my sentient enemies, and yeah, I kind of think the imps might count as sentience. It's kind of hard to say, but anyway, as you can see, I'm pretty well isolated up here because I haven't been on this server for about a day. Normally, if that were the case, these would have been looted by now. So, not many people are going to loot, what I would call a tier 1 or tier 0 starting tier material like fiber. Not when I have all those fibers over there. Really, what I'm doing is just rotating and keeping things going here. But hello, what happened? Oh, I hit the wrong button. But the thing is that you can hide things in these planters, and most people aren't going to come up and just loot aloe and fiber when they see that it's growing all over the place out there. They're not going to come up and just grab that. They might come up and take the compost, because that does actually take quite a while to get going, because you got to get out there and even with a ready supply of spoiled meats, putrid meat and stuff, you're going to need to still get bone meal, and that's going to be a challenge, because you have to kill monsters for that, and then use the pick instead of the skinning knife to get the bone meal. Unless you kill off the crocodiles, and you get all kinds of teeth, and it's really kind of fun. Whoa, there we go. Yeah. Now I have not did not get myself the alchemist yet. These gas orbs I have actually found on the NPCs at that camp that I just visited. So you can be pretty lucky doing that. I did make these water orbs. It's really easy, just a glass flask full of water and some ichor. Ichor is really easy because you just pull that off the unappetizing fish. So super fun for that. And let's see. Now I know typical. Okay, so I do have some bone in here, so I can go ahead and throw that in the grinder. I know that I will say that on occasion, on many times, do not leave materials in your crafting station, because if the purge were to come through, as you can see, my meter's nowhere even near risk, and wreck a wall by taking out a foundation, then you're going to pretty much, all your materials are at risk. But playing this character pretty much on the hoof, I'm only camping here long enough to get an alchemist, and then I'm going to probably pack up the thralls and make a run for it. The thing about thralls, your fighters, archers and fighters and entertainers, they cannot be put back in your inventory, whereas these guys, they could totally be put back in your inventory. You just pick them up, put them in your inventory. They do weigh quite a bit. Now, that's something I haven't done yet, but I want to see if I can. Let's go ahead and let's bring this guy out, or girl. I can't remember what it was that I caught. To me, because then when I go into the jungles, okay, there we go. And I don't know if it counts if it's close to the wheel or not. Let's see. Let's move it over here. It says Placed near or too close to an object. Too close to an object. Okay, so I can actually put the thrall right. I can put my follower right here. There we go. And let's go ahead and take out this armor. Don't need that shield because that's garbage shield. I'm going to give her a better shield. And let's go ahead and do the equip. And there really isn't any faster way to do it. You just have to kind of, move over what other existing armor matches up and hit the square X button. And whoops, I keep overshooting. Just have to get it in the column. Now, she is a fighter. This is cool because now look, she's got 31 light armor, which is not a lot, but thralls heal pretty quickly. Now I want to see if I can take my Taskmaster, wow, and put that in this inventory here. Oh, yay! So you can. Okay, so there you go. So so when it comes time for moving day, which will probably, I have decided if I want to go full west. It looks like there's a bunch of temples here, and there's a couple of temples out there, which is not surprising because I've heard that this is a really great place to set up. There's a lot of good resources, but a lot of hostile mobs, really, really grumpy people out there. At this end here is a Defari camp, but there's also the dungeon called the Dregs, which is farmable because of the boss keys that you can get. And being on an official server, you get double drops, so that means you get 2 keys for every boss you kill. And that loot chest is supposed to have some pretty grandiose items in it. We're going to be level 60 in order to get to that. So there's a goal. I have read on a couple of forums that you can just go up and find some spiders and just just wreak havoc on them, and you'll gain fast levels that way. The spiders are in kind of a tier 1 zone, but it's also a place where you get lots of sandstorms. And without access to the sandstorm mask of some kind, which could be, I think it's obtainable by being a priest of Set, that you are pretty guaranteed to get your butt torn apart in a sandstorm. It's really brutal. And again, like I said, I'm trying to play this game without the use of beds or bedrolls to reset my spawn point, or to basically act like a save point. So can't really do my normal strategy versus Sandstorm, which is basically just throw down a bedroll and die as many times as required. I am keeping the bed because that is a resource material, and once if I do die with this character, I don't really plan to abandon the server. I'm going to keep questing. I'll just go into a different thing, but I want to try and set I guess like I said, going as far as I can with the character that I have. Let's see. Oh, we can do one more bit of encumbrance for 2 points. Really should get vitality leveled here, and that would be the next one I really need to put in. So let's go ahead and put in some vitality, and let's take a look at our stats. Right now, we're doing stamina from grit. Oh, that's good. That's good. Fair hand attacks are going to be 8 points. And let's see, bonus from strength is 2. That's not bad. That's not bad. Defense, total health, bonus from vitality, blah blah blah. Armor reduction is 18%. That's good. And movement's still pretty high. I'd like to run light armor only because, yeah, well, I'm doing a lot of things on the hoof. So I have to haul, lots of goods back and forth, and being in light armor gives you an encumbrance bonus. And do I have a torch yet? Okay, here we go. Also, you'll notice that I don't typically do a lot of torch running. Let's see, I want to go ahead and grab this, and we're going to, whoops, I only have this wood here, so we're going to go ahead and make our follower. I don't know if I want to give her the Atlantean sword or not, but oh wait, this doesn't happen here. Derp. I'm gonna make her the axe though, because that is a lot of damage, And we don't need all this iron in here, so we're going to grab some of that. And we're going to run back over here to the armor station. There we go. So drop in the wood, drop in some iron. And you could give your thrall medium armor. I haven't seen thralls actually affected by encumbrance of very much. They lag behind you no matter what happens. You know, sometimes they'll lag behind you, sometimes they'll teleport on you or whatever. But it's, you know, it is what it is. Cool, that was fast. Alright, so grab all that. Stop here. And since she was not an archer, oh, there we go. Wait, there we go. Ta-da! I'm going to put my iron in the bucket because I don't really... Yeah, I gotta listen to Wheezy all the time. That's the only problem about having the Wheel of Pain in a really tight kind of quarters like this. The woodworking station takes up about 4 squares, 4 tiles. So putting it in here is just not going to be happening. But I can expand the base. The only thing is that in the presence of so many shrines, and you're going to see what I'm talking about here in a few seconds, because I'm going to go ahead and up to the jungle to see if I can actually, well, dang me. I don't want to break that. Oh, I do need this. Never mind. I know what I'm doing. Stupid. I'm not being organized here. Let's see. I'll put that there. And this guy, man, he's such a whiner. I'm gonna go get myself that Dafari exile, the medicine man that I've wanted. That's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna go ahead and I need to make a larger chest. I am gonna have to build myself an actual. I don't want to use the Ankh, although I probably will be near a lot of exiles. Let's take a look on what's here. We're good here. I used an iron axe to collect wood. We're good. We're good. Now, I haven't been on this server for many gaming days, so I have no idea when the last sandstorm actually happened. So it could hit pretty much any time between now and whenever. Oops. There we go. We're going to need that, and we're going to need that, and I think we're okay. Let's go ahead and eat some bugs for breakfast. Oh, I should leave the string behind. Well, no, actually, yeah, we'll be fine. I think all I need is plant fiber to repair the tethers, the bondings. So let's leave the string behind, just because. And let's grab... I'll pick some up on the way. Alright, here we go. So, the plan. Da-da-da-da! First, a very light reconnoitering of the area where these shrines are. Find out who's my neighbor. Keep running along the coast here, along the riverside that is. Find out who this guy is. Run up along here. I'm going to discover the narrow neck span. I'm going to discover the sentinels. Then I'm going to come run over here. I'm going to pick up this emote up here, the folded arms. Then I will probably jet across over here, pick up the emote submissive, talk to the shaman, discover the cave of fiends, maybe grab some crystals, then come down around this way. Hopefully none of this is overdeveloped by people, so there won't be any lag, and I'll be able to taunt the medicine man. He typically hangs out right around in here. You know, he'll loiter this area about right here, more or less. So sometimes he's accompanied by some archers. That'll be a problem. I should bring a shield for the archers, but nah, forget it. We're gonna go full savage mode and just take out as many of those people as I can. Hopefully not kill the medicine man in the process. There was a couple of times I attempted it on another server, and using the pike, which is much better than this. If I use the Atlantean sword, it is definitely going to be wiping everybody out in front of me. So best to go with a pike or a single sword and shield to take out his entourage, as it were, and then you can knock him out with the truncheon. And wow, these guys are really built up. This is almost like a little village here. So, fences don't really mean turds. So who we have here? We have the Ravagers, okay? Now this guy's built far enough away, he may not be the Ravagers also, he may be somebody else. Let's see. Yeah, Suicide Squad. That's kind of cool, that you've got these clans all building right next to each other, it looks like. And that's a imp. So I'm really impressed, that, well, this is kind of neat. That's a Nordheimer totem or something. This is the Ravagers, obviously, because it's right next to them. And I'm going to be guessing that this place here is also Ravagers. Let's see. Yeah, Ravagers also. Then this would probably be Ravagers as well. But guess what? It's out in the open. You can drink from it. No harm done. And you get a journey step, which is also a big boost on your XP. So it looks like they built quite a bit of quite a number of defensive items. And they're just kind of like exploring the possibilities of builds. This is kind of neat. T3, this is all black ice. Yeah, see, T3 walls have spikes on them, and so when you try to climb, they'll poke you and make you fall. So we go up this way. When I get to right here, I'm going to get poked, see? So that's why you get T3 walls. Now, at first I was kind of like, well, this seems kind of, bullshit. Here you are, this tier 3 player, tier 4 actually, and more Ravagers. Yep. And I'm guessing that's probably more Ravagers. Oh, look, here's a Set shrine, which means that if I can learn the religion of Set, I could probably craft one of the Set-type masks here and not have to worry about getting to level 30. All I have to do is get myself far enough north. Ravagers. Oh, wow. This is their fishery. Now, this isn't to feed the clan. Trust me. And these guys haven't collected this in a long time, because it takes about a good full 2 days, real time, for a fish trap to fill up like that. They're collecting those things for the oil, and they're using the oil for cauldrons that spill oil on people and stuff like that. And so it's offensive and defensive. Let's see, they really claimed a lot of land out here, the Ravagers. Guess they got the whole dominate thing down pretty good. This looks like the ruins of an older settlement. Yeah. So every now and then you'll come across a settlement like this, which is, oh, nasty. Cannibals. Well, let me see. Nope, don't get credit for that. I thought I must have already gotten credit for it. But anyway, you'll come across structures that are like this, are like decaying and they're falling apart, all decrepit and shit. There'll be a serial number instead of the owner. Now, and I've read quite a number of different things about those. Okay, so what is he? He's an exile fighter, and he's a fighter, so we don't need to worry about those guys. Believe it or not, it's taken me as long as day one's launch to figure out that some of these exiles are actually, tradesmen, and it's really kind of, silly that I hadn't thought about actually reading what their classes were before going and killing them all. Crocodile, of course, crocodile. That's a Defari camp. Go ahead and do a discovery here. But so you'll come across these serial numbers connected to some structures. Like this has probably got some serial numbers on it now. And one person told me that it's an admin structure. Like the admins are part of a clan, and their serial number is that clan. Okay, I need to get that splash off of there. Okay, who is he? He's just a fighter. No big deal. Heading to the Sentinels now for that discovery. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. I could see some of these huts, and they're really nicely built. I mean, they don't look like just slapped together boxes. Most of them are, but every now and then you'll find one that's kind of got some aesthetic elements to it. That, like they're working with the peaked roof. They're playing with building elements on the side. They're showing you that, hey, you can use fence foundations to shore up stone foundations to give them more hit points against the purge and other players. What are you? Just an archer and a cook. Oh, cool. We could use a cook, but we have to be careful now because I don't want to kill the cook. I don't need you. You're in the way and you're dangerous. Now, I am on the mission to get my alchemist, but a cook is good. We can use a cook. There you go. And that's why you want that strength perk, thuggery, because you're going to go ahead and you're going to be able to get you're going to be able to knock these guys out a lot faster. Now, oops, we have a problem. The only place I can think of where I can get him to either shore is up here on this corner. I think right about there is shallow enough for me to make it across. The trouble is that there's probably going to be some hostiles, and there's some. This is going to be cool when I come back to get. When I come back for the medicine man. Okay, yeah, right up there. You can see that next to the sentinels. That's going to be where I make my crossing, and my stamina's run out. If I stay away from the bulls, I should be okay. The cows don't normally aggro, as long as you don't piss off the bulls. And of course, the hatchlings, they're completely passive. So, here's the sentinels, yay. And I believe I have to kind of jaunt across this gap here once my stamina comes back. There we go. Because any kind of swimming, climbing, or falling will disconnect you from your captive, and then you're going to have to go ahead and pick that person back up. And then, because I'm running so close to the riverside, the riverbank, there's a likelihood that I just broke the third commandment. First commandment is thou shalt not use an iron pick to mine bark. The second commandment is thou shalt not run with a thrall. Okay, did I mess up? Yes, I did. I think I went too far because I was chit-chatting. Thou shalt not run with a thrall. And the third command is that if thou shalt run with a thrall, thou shalt not look back to see thrall. Because there you go. That's some supernatural shit right there. It's not as bad as some of the other stuff. Let's drag his ass over some rocks. We're supposed to be able to connect. Oh, there it is. Stupid. There's supposed to be a connection right here, so I went the wrong way. Oh crap, hyenas. Getting attacked won't do anything but slow you down. Okay, so I got him off of the island over this way. Wait a minute. Yeah, right here. There we go. There we go. Okay, now I remembered. It's been a while since I've had to do this particular run. And yes, I needed to get him back to my place, so I'm only heading right back to where I came from. So that was not too bad, actually. And the hyenas got lost interest once I crossed a couple of bits of water, which will happen. So, well, cool. So there's a cook on the middle island, and using the sentinels as a bridge to get from one side to the other. I'll have to come back and check out who these guys are, but I don't want to waste my time. And there we go. Keep the rhythm going on the sprint. And that's about it. You can pretty much, sit here and just listen to me chatter inanely about bullshit that I've repeated in other episodes, or bounce off and get yourself a coffee, because this is going to be a good 5 minutes of pretty much the same scenery until I get back to my base and drop him off. And then, but since you're here anyway, you're still watching, a couple of pointers. Some things that not many tubers or article writers have talked about. Movement penalties. So when you get encumbered, you slow down. But there's two modes of movement that don't get penalized by encumbrance of any kind, and that's sneaking, like moving in a crouch, like this, or swimming, which is a reason why you kind of want to stay next to the river when you're first starting off and stockpiling, because you can basically use the river. First of all, it's harder for ads to come off and attack you, except for crocs. They do come out into the water. So you don't want to be like right on the shore. I'll have to check out. Let's see, what are you? You're just a fighter. And oh, my freaking shit broke. Alright, well, now I don't need to worry. So just wail out. Dodge that. I have to make fast. There we go. And that's something else I forgot to mention is, okay, turn that off. Okay, need more fiber. Duh. So let's go ahead and grab some fiber. Let's just repair the one that I have equipped, because I have to repair it anyway. Alright, repairing it. Nice. So then in the meantime, I'm not going to be collecting any more thralls. Let's go ahead and... no, there we go. Whoa! I'm going to nickname him Kite. Kite the Cook. We'll just go ahead and run our butts back through the area. So, like I said, you know, swimming and sneaking is not affected, as far as I can tell, by encumbrance of any kind. So, you know, if you're out there collecting lots of iron, lots of stone, lots of wood, whatever, or hauling thralls back and forth, you know, use the riverways. You can actually store crafting thralls on your fighter and entertainer thralls, and they can carry those thralls for you as they follow you along. Just make sure you don't get involved in any fights, and try to avoid, you know, camps like this, which is going to be kind of hard. You can swim while you have a follower. Why am I... okay, I got hit by a rock. Lovely. Not going to deal with that. No, I don't want to deal with that. Let's check on my rope. Okay, we got plenty of time. So, yeah. Running, I'm definitely going to need at least 3 bonds or some repair materials when I go to get the medicine man, because that's going to probably go through 2 bondings. So just in case he kept following me. Alright, okay, because we're close enough to the base now that I don't have to worry. Bang! Man, that's just the funniest shit to look at. I got super lucky, did not realize that the camp that's right next to me actually has Taskmaster thralls, which shortened down the time needed. Oh, I have 4 hours left on this, which tells me that this decays whether you're on game or not, because it had 23 hours on it yesterday afternoon when I left the game, and it only had 4 hours on it now. So, wow, actually that is pretty bad. It could be also a function of the Taskmaster. Maybe he's sitting there noshing on some of that stuff as he's watching people work. Yay, watching people work, such a fun thing to do. Let's go ahead and get a repair done on this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do that. So, no sandstorm, and it's been at least a day, 2 days in game, and we're at a half hour on the episode, and I try to keep these little updates under an hour. Particularly, I like to keep them around a half an hour. So we'll check back in a little bit, and I'll let you guys see how Kite the Cookie is doing, and this will be his station. He will hang out over here making me junk, because I have no food actually to cook, because I have all my food on me. Don't really eat much in this character. It's pretty efficient. And that's about all I have to say for right now. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the game.